And welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. The
Hello.
the Everyday People Show on Fridays is proudly brought to you by the good guys at the 6minutewebinar.com. And today I'm joined by the lovely lady, Miss Tamara Blankenship. She is one of the complimentary hosts here on the E360 TV network. She's fondly known here on the network and in the studios as Giggles. So say hello to Giggles.
That's so funny. I never know what my name's going to be this week.
I know it. But,
it's
Giggles,
fun with that.
you wear that well. You really do. Because that's who you are as your personality. Because I've known you for years. You got a bubbly type personality. And you really have a unique way with communicating with people with your insight and especially, everything that you do there. I mean, because goodness, at your website here, tamarablankenship.com, give yourself a little...
Let people know exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Sure,
Besides
I'll share
Giggle.
real quick. Right, exactly. I help people turn those conflicts into new opportunities that help them unlock some of those stuck patterns that create all that pain in our lives. So I help people uncover those mysteries and why they keep on having the same conflict either with their spouse or in business or even personal conflict, which is ultimately what they all are, our own internal struggles and the ability to have a better sense of ourselves. So I love getting to play around it. I make it fun because it's supposed to be fun,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Everyone runs the other direction with conflict, but not me. I run right for it.
Oh, yeah. She's like one of those bugs at night is a street light, straight for it. Maybe that's not the best description I could have used.
No, that's not great.
But people understand that one.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most people don't like to have conversations around resistance or things that are causing a lot of pain for them. But the truth is, if we can't embrace some of those challenges, we miss those opportunities. And when unfortunately, whatever we resist will persist, as they say, and they keep on coming back to haunt us. So why not tackle it head on and do something different with it?
Oh, yeah. We've got a little technical issue. The lady's going to be our guest today. She's having trouble with her server getting into the studio. And so Tamara's working on that. So if you see her there with a hammer and, beating on something.
Or picking up the phone because she's calling right now, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, go right ahead. All right. But let me go ahead and introduce you to another wonderful lady, great friend of ours. Her name is Michelle Morass. And she filled in for us one day on a very short notice. And when I asked her, I said, would you like to join us today? She says, yes, I would, but under one condition. And I said, okay. She says, Jim, I want you to be on my TV show in the Philippines. And I thought, wow, that's the way that we like to, those are the kind of people we like to associate ourselves with. And we do associate ourselves with because they're people that are interested in giving back. And she was so kind. She made Tamara and I a commercial. And we just want to, say thank you to Michelle Morass. And here she is with her information.
Hi, my name is Michelle Morass, and I had the honor of being on Everyday People with Jim and Tamara. And I had such a blast. They are amazing hosts, and they just truly help talk up what you do as an individual, as a business, as an entrepreneur. And if you get a chance, if you get to be part of this, you really want to be there on their show with them and to share this around the world with your circles because they're real people, inspiring and sharing stories of real people. And it's fabulous to be part of this community. Hope to see you on Everyday People.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when you see Michelle Morass speak, I mean, she's just a genuine lady, straight from the heart. And while the commercial was playing, we got a comment in. It said, Jim, behave yourself today. That's from
Must be your sister.
No, that's from Donna. That's from Donna Guinois. Donna, yesterday on the show, we were doing a show on dogs. In fact, Sergeant Stubby, we were talking about how, dogs, especially him, what he did in World War I. He was actually officially promoted in the Army of the 102nd Infantry Regiment, I think it was. And he had wounded several times. He saved a bunch of soldiers' lives and things of that nature. And my goodness gracious, and we were getting down to the end of the show. And I don't know why I said this. I didn't mean it, anything to be cruel sounding or anything, but I said, and another thing about dogs, I mean, they love you unconditionally. You can be as ugly as a box of rocks. And then she got the giggles. I got the giggles. And we laughed all the way to the end. Yeah. I mean, and I had to apologize for that. But I mean, but really it's, the dog looks at your heart and who you are. And that's the way we should look at our fellow man. And here on Everyday People, we've had some great guests on. We're hoping that our guest will be able to join us today.
She's almost set up. She'll be here soon.
Oh, okay.
And by the way,
deal.
Donna, I love you. Thank you so much. So sweet that she got a chance to pop in and visit with us today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Donna is just a wonderful lady, a good friend of ours. And, the thing, too, about what I love about what we're doing here, we're creating a network of like family members, people who care for one another and take care of one another. And it's just amazing how when you start doing that, things start coming to you.
Absolutely.
And Tamara, a lot of good things has happened to us since we came to E360 TV.
Absolutely.
And it's just getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And this young lady finally got a quarter in the machine. She got that thing all fired up.
Yeah, a little challenge. It's all good.
Yeah, let's welcome her to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Marisa.
Hello. extra workout there. Sorry about that.
Oh my good Lord.
Too sweet.
To my 18-year-old son to help me.
Yeah, thank goodness they're available, right?
Well, let me tell you what happened.
Let
me tell you a little bit what happened to me. What was it, Wednesday? I think it was. I had Dawn on.
Wear these?
Well, as long as you hear us, it's up to you. As long as we have good sound, that's the main thing. Oh, that looks better.
Thank you.
But Dawn and I, we were on the show, and we had a glitch on my side.
Ooh, fun times, because you're the main connection.
and then what happened? We went live, but we weren't live.
Oh no!
And then we went live, and then it cut us off. And then once a broadcast ends, guess what? You have to go in and create another broadcast.
Start all over again.
Us up and going. I mean, from the time we realized we had a problem, we were back up and running again. About 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So
good times. Good times. All that training.
I earned my keep that day.
Yes, you did.
And I know how
this doesn't faze me. I worked in TV news for 20 years. And so when you get riled up and then you go, okay, it is what it is.
We're here. Yep. We're here. All that matters is we're here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tamara was just going to say, if you couldn't make it, since she's known you for 7 years, that she's going to share all the stories.
I can brag about you.
Oh, brag. Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
I love you, girl.
I was going to share all the dirt on why to contact Marisa. She is an amazing woman, and I'm so excited that she was able to join us today. She is a biohacker, yogi, meditation guru. She's just got it all going for her. She is a wealth and plethora of knowledge, and so I'm super excited to have you here. Would you like to share a little bit with us about your journey, or maybe even what you want to share about just in our conversation today? We'd love to get started if you're okay with that.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that.
Great.
So thank you, Tamara. And Tamara came into our life when my daughter was 13 years old, and just dealing with some anxiety. Putting yourself at very top academic levels and competitive, and a lot of that for a 13-year-old, the body is not able to handle it. So there were some things going on with her, and I met Tamara at a yoga event, I think is what we ended up doing. Yeah. And 1, 2, 3.
You just got muted on your side. Mhm. It sounds like you're saying something very intelligent, you know?
Poor thing.
Yeah. There's a little mute button there. You might see it on the right by your name.
It's muted.
There we go.
I had to go back and put these back on. So anyway, I met her at a yoga event outside, yoga in the park, and I teach yoga and meditation today. And the rest is history. And when I found out what Tamara did and how she was just this conflict resolution master communicator, but also she's a yogi, and also she just her energy was contagious, and I'm very high energy as well. On the Enneagram, guess what I am? You know what personality tests are. I'm a definite enthusiast. And I always say enthusiasm is contagious, and I want to start an epidemic. And
Yes, I love that.
So that was the beginning of just my connection with Tamara.
Mhm.
And so we have been able to become friends over the years. And she still coaches my daughter, which is so beautiful, which really is
Amazing.
such a gift. And they have such a beautiful friendship and connection. And
Yeah.
definitely, we need to meet people in our life that help us become the best version of ourselves. And that's really what I'm about in my day-to-day life. I really, when I'm sharing living in the flow, that's what I feel on a daily basis is that, and it wasn't always that way, trust me. I can share a little bit about all of that, but today I can truly say, because I am this personal growth junkie, I've always been open to receive and grow. Even as a child, I knew I was destined for something bigger than I am. Or bigger than I was playing. I guess that's what I mean. Bigger than
That's a
I was
great way of
living.
saying it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not any more special than anybody in the world. I just have found what really brings me joy, and I am a joyful person. In fact, in 8th grade, I got the most joyful award, and I was missing in action that day. I wasn't even at school because I also got the award for the most excuses. Meaning, I would always get the hall pass to get out of class to go socialize with people in the hallway.
I can't imagine you socializing.
So
She's
do
a
you
master
understand?
networker. She's amazing.
And this is the thing. I did. Someone told me that today. I was on a Zoom with. My passion is to help people take control of their own biology through meditation, breath work, through yoga, through nutrigenomics, through my business. And I was on a Zoom with a dear friend who has been 5 years clean of breast cancer, speaking to another friend whose mom has breast cancer, brought all of them together. This is something we've been connecting since Sunday with a breast pathologist on Sunday. And then each day became another way to connect somebody else to somebody else and showing them this person's journey while they did traditional chemo, the traditional care. They also they became integrative, which is my passion, to teach people about integration of holistic healing modalities, because we're holistic, you guys. We're natural. We're natural
Jim,
beings.
isn't she our kind of person? The whole networking and supporting others as they navigate whatever challenges they're going through. It's what we're all about here at Everyday People. So,
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that's been surprising me here lately, and it's the energy, the vibration, because everything in the universe is a vibration. And of course, you got to feel good. If you want to be great, you got to feel great. Okay. I mean, that's just that's a prerequisite. But what surprises me, Tamara, is that I've seen people come to the show to us, like Joel Peterson. Joel talks a lot about, the prevent suicide. It's more physical than it is mental, because your gut, your heart, and your mind's got to be in sync and that sort of thing. A lot of good data there. Dr. George Grant, we had him on. He's he's one of the top doctors in Canada. He's worked with the CDC as well, with the Canadian affiliate up there.
Yeah.
And my point being is that there is a huge need out there of people needing to know how to maintain their health.
Yes.
Because that's a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. You got to maintain it. You got to work at it. I mean,
Yeah, you
It's
can't
just
be working from the back end where you're trying to make up for lost time. You're never going to win
Yeah.
that race. You're
And
absolutely
so
right.
many
Yeah.
people do that,
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah.
or they want to start getting healthy after they've gotten this,
Sick.
After you got sick,
sickness,
yeah.
right? Which,
Yeah.
okay, and even cancers or is not a death sentence. It's a wake up call to
Mhm.
tune up your life and
Absolutely.
tune up your body and like say, hello, you
Yeah.
can cure yourself. You
Yeah.
can take care of
Become
your
aware.
own biology.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's
You
one
you
that
may still need the conventional treatment,
yeah,
absolutely,
sure,
but
sure.
Mhm.
you've got to we're natural beings,
Mhm.
and if we're not over the years, like cancer doesn't
Mhm.
grow in a day and you find a tumor all of a sudden.
Mhm.
Yes, you may find that tumor all of a sudden, but that tumor has been growing at a DNA level for
Mhm.
years and
Yeah.
years and
Yeah.
years. And so if you're eating a lot of sugar and if you're eating a lot of processed foods, well, guess what? You are just giving cancer what it needs.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Right?
fertile
Exactly.
ground. It's like I was
Mhm.
telling, on one of the shows there, I might have mentioned it more than once, but, every living thing on planet Earth, from the molecular level all the way up, it's gotta have 2 things. It's gotta have constant nourishment, and it's gotta have an environment to grow in.
Mhm.
So if you change the internal environment, you're headed in the right direction then because, it's just been proven so many times over and over and over again. And you can't eat what that means. You got to give up your Twinkies and your soda pop. Okay.
That's right. And Cocoa Krispies and all of those things that,
Oh,
I grew up.
Is Cocoa Krispies on the? Oh man, what am I going to have
Man,
for
I know.
breakfast? I knew
I
this
just
catch.
Well, I think about how I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, youngest of 5 kids, and we had a picnic table in our kitchen, by the way,
Hmm.
and it
Oh,
was a
how
nice
fun.
one. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, but people thought we were weird, and we are. And but this is the thing. My mom was a pioneer before she even now
She
people
was cool
pay
before it was cool
bucks
to be
to
cool,
have
right?
Yeah.
picnic tables in their kitchen, right? So here you're looking at 50 years ago. So anyway, I just think of some of the food. We ate healthy sometimes, but there were a lot of times, cereals, you just grabbed a box of cereal and just think of all the stuff that's in that. We had a
Hmm.
Right.
cookie drawer of Oreos. I mean, gosh, if you really see what it was, an Oreo cookie, and I just think of those kinds of things that I would eat. Or my dad, I watch him read the paper, and he would have a piece of white bread with bologna in it folded up with an onion. Ugh.
But even, what, back then, that food, even though I think that was the one thing we got to remember too, back then the food wasn't even as toxic. It wasn't better than it is now. Nowadays, it's even more toxic. That
Right.
bologna is not, I mean, it's been morphed
That's true.
millions of times since
Oh
then.
yeah.
So it's
Right.
fascinating. Our food DNA has definitely become more synthetic than food.
Yeah.
And
Because
and that's really what we have to be careful about.
Yeah.
even farmers, when they get seed shipped to them, it's marked as a pesticide.
Yeah. Isn't that
I'm
crazy?
Wow, we're talking
And then
about
we're feeding
corn.
those, right? Right?
Yeah,
To our
yeah,
animals, to to
yeah,
ourselves.
and that's
Oh,
why
but it's
pets.
filler. It's filler, and it'll get them big. So
Oh
then we
yeah,
buy big, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's just like our pets now are suffering shorter lifespans and more problems like we do because they're getting fed that same junk.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are doing it they're doing it out of ignorance. Really, they don't know that
Yes,
that
and
stuff is
so
toxic. Go ahead, please.
no, you're bringing up a great point, because that's where we use the words biohacking, and that's actually a good term. It's a very positive term, biohacking. So hacking is taking control of something, and we've heard that word in the negative space of
Hmm.
computers and
Mhm.
things like
Mhm.
that, right?
Right, right.
But biohacking, it's taking control of your own biology. And one of the ways you can do that, of course, is through, breath work, meditation, prayer, whatever it is, exercise, right? You're taking care of your own biology. So, what I'm a part of is a company that's pioneering this beautiful biohacking technology through Nutrigenomics. And
Mm,
that is plant based nutrition that are affecting gene expression flipping on genetic switches so you can feel better and do more. And the science behind it is extraordinary. So that we are pioneers. So when you're a pioneer, you're early, right? We're early.
Yeah.
I've been a part of this company for 9 years, yet we're still just getting started. But I was just, on this beautiful Zoom with these ladies and, offering hope, not offering cures or treatments or mitigations of
Right.
any sort, but our bodies are miracle bodies. And we know that food is medicine. And we
Yes.
know that medicine is food. I didn't say that. Who said that? Hippocrates, like thousands
Hippocrates,
of years.
yes. He
Yes.
was, he was arguing with a group of overly intelligent men, Neanderthals, as we call modern day
Hippocratic Oath
Neanderthals.
is all about
But
Hippocratic.
he was stating the fact that the good Lord promised everything that we should have for healthy life in the food.
Yeah, everything.
And that took me on a journey because I said, really? So I started searching it. Sure enough, if you don't believe it, go to first book of the Bible, chapter 1, towards the end, I think around verse 25 or somewhere down there. But yeah, it's there. And he was he was an advocate about natural cures. And now doctors, I think it's kind of funny, they take the Hippocratic Oath and to peddle medicine.
I know.
Isn't that wild?
It is interesting.
But there's a real shift happening, on behalf of doctors as well. In fact, I'm going to be at a MD's office tomorrow morning getting this whole body scan. She's part of this ageless tribe education that I'm part of too, through the beautiful Kim Fisher, who is also someone who is biohacking life and helping people become the best versions of themselves. And that's really what we're talking about, you guys, because health is everything. And without it, nothing else matters. You can make all the money that you want in the world, but if you're not healthy, it's not going to last long. You're not going to be able to enjoy it in the way that you want. So literally, there's a movement out there. There's a health revolution happening. And that health revolution begins with you. It begins with me. It begins with this doctor who is a conventional doctor working at a conventional medical clinic who said, you know what? There is something more. Who also had her own sicknesses and was dealing with her own issues, and conventional medicine was failing her. So let me say, if I need acute care, we've got the best in the world in the United States. We have wonderful doctors, but doctors get poured in all this money or all this education all their lifetime, right? There's so much they're learning and downloading all their life, but yet they don't get a lot of education on nutrigenomics or nutrition, even in med school, and how to activate the body, right? We are a disease care company, a disease care culture is what, or a sickness care culture, the United States and many countries. But there is a shift happening, and that health revolution. Deepak Chopra, an MD, he's huge on that. The Healing Self book he has. His now Deepak Chopra Center is up in Cave Creek, Arizona, which is amazing. And this doctor that I will be with tomorrow, she is their lead physician there at the Deepak Chopra Center. She is an MD, internal medicine doctor, but yet she knows that natural compounds affect gene expression. She knows the gut health is critically important. She teaches on that all the time. She knows meditation. She's a mindfulness meditation coach as well. So she knows we need all of these things to help ourselves be healthier. And I just invite the medical community to just really open themselves up. And there are a lot out there. There's some from the old school, and they're never going to change. And it's not my business to convince them, but it is my business to educate every single day. And as I was sharing with you, living in the flow, is what I do. Like this call I was just on, this is what I'm about. I want to help people. I want to help people be healthier. And I didn't always get to do this. In television news, I'm a former TV news reporter and anchor. And let me know if I need to stop talking and you want to ask something.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
You're good. I'll interrupt you.
Your quarter's not up yet.
So I worked in TV news for almost 2 decades, and I loved always covering the stories that were about health and wellness and children and animals.
Yes,
they called me Mother Marisa, even at
I
Fox
love it.
10 here in Phoenix. And And I loved, just making a difference. I loved stories that actually were inspiring more than I loved the stories that if they bled, they led, basically.
Right.
And so I knew I had to get out of that when I had children. I didn't want to do television news anymore, but I still loved health and wellness. And then over time, I became a yoga instructor and a meditation instructor. And then it was at yoga that I overheard. And it's simply, I know about this incredible medical breakthrough in NRF2 activation, NRF2 activation, which is a genetic switch in your DNA that a beautiful blend of 5 plants in one pill that I take every day eliminates a million. Yes, you do. 1 million free radicals per second, every second, scientifically proven. And if you do not know what a free radical is, you need to, because your body produces about 33 septillion of them a day. And that's about 23 zeros after the 3. And what is it? You see this? It's a banana. It's brown. Do you want to eat the banana when it's this brown? Not really.
No.
You don't really want to eat a banana when it's like gross like that. So that's called oxidative stress. And guess what? If you breathe, you have oxidative stress. It's the wear and tear on your body caused by aging. And it's not a disease, but it's linked to every disease, because you know why? It causes inflammation. And we know that inflammation is the root cause of all disease. Now, what if you knew of something that was natural, that could reduce that oxidative stress, scientifically proven, multiple clinical peer-reviewed studies to prove it, that could reduce that oxidative stress 40 to 70%, 40% on average in 30 days in all mammals tested? Would you want to know about it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It's funny. Let's go back to that oxidative stress a little bit. Some things that people don't realize, because some of the things that we think of as like the obvious things, like you just showed, the banana, it's an aged banana. That is something we would avoid, right? But people don't think about it. When you warm up sugar and you put fat with it, or even sugar with a protein, you're actually rapidly increasing your oxidized stress in your cells. So when people talk about eating ice cream, that's your sugar and your fat combo. And it's really interesting. People don't realize how much of our processed food is all just because of the fact that we make it and we monitor, like Jim and I've talked about this before. The more we mess with Mother Nature, the more we mess with our DNA, right? We kind of always tweak. So I think it's like really interesting when you talk about, just because it's in a box or a package, or because the FDA says it's okay to eat, doesn't mean it should be eaten. Right? I mean, it's
right. Exactly. Since the Industrial Revolution, there have been 85,000 chemicals that have been introduced. And out of those, about 20 of those are on the FDA warning list that they are toxic. Now, think about this. When a child is born in utero, it's already been exposed to over 200 environmental toxins. And then people, oh, well, boy, autism's on the rise, and this is on the rise. And I mean, the focus issues are on the rise. Why do you think? Because oxidative stress causes inflammation. And you can go to PubMed.gov, the National Institutes of Health Medical Library, and you can type in oxidative stress and any issue you care about, and you're going to get studies on it. So then what if you know of something that's clinically proven? Yes, eating well reduces oxidative stress. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Doing yoga, meditation, hiking.
Sleeping is a huge thing. People don't realize how important sleep is.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Sleeping is absolutely,
and
that's where your body repairs.
Yeah.
Yes. Intermittent fasting. But you can get the same effect by activating NAD. People do intermittent fasting to activate this molecule called NAD. And NAD stands for something I don't know what to say, but I do know what it does. It's the chief cell officer of the cell, and it cleans up all the gunk. So it'd be like the chief garbage truck that comes out and collects your garbage at the curb. So you've taken out cellular garbage. But then what if you didn't have something like sirtuins, these longevity genes that come in and clean it all up? If you'd have some gunkiness. So it's like going to the dentist. We go to the dentist to get the gunk off our teeth. Even though we brush our teeth and we floss and we get most of the plaque off, we know we're not getting it all off. Well, that's exactly what this product line, I'm telling you, everybody on the planet, if they breathe, they need to be on it. It's not about me selling you. It's about me educating you to take control of your own biology. And it's just beautiful. I just met a woman in the Tony Robbins UPW group, and she, just ordered today this. She'd been wanting to get on it, and she was like, whoa, this is amazing. How come no one knows about it?
Yeah.
Because we're pioneers.
Mhm.
Jim's very diverse in some of these other I don't want to say non-traditional, but more homeopathic remedies. Would you like to share any of yours, Jim, that you talk about
Well, I did a study of herbs in natural cures for about 10 years, and that was because I came down with something, and I was go to the doctor and went to the doctor several times, and I was drinking cough syrup like a wino, and they were giving me all kind of shots and stuff. So my backside was starting to feel like a pin cushion. I thought, well, this is not this is not the answer. And of course, my studies are more basic with the food. I tell people, like parsley is very high in oxalic acid. And a lot of people don't know what oxalic acid is. I said, well, it's kind of like God's natural chemotherapy. I mean, it will attack abnormal cells. And I said, when you drink something that's laced or food that's fixed with citric acid, you're pre-flushing your body before the oxalic acid can do its job. And I says, whenever you're eating, I said, the third step of the digestive process is called the Krebs cycle. And that generates citric acid naturally to flush out all the poisons and the toxins. And one of the poisons it flushes out is oxalic acid because it's already done its job. But if you're eating and drinking and, citric acid, you're pre-flushing your body. So you're not getting the benefit. And a lot of people I had one guy in particular, he says, I don't believe citric acid you find in food and drink is bad for you. And I said, well, you really think that you can prepare baked goods, let's say, put them in a plastic container and set them on a shelf and they'd be good for how long? Does that sound natural to you? I mean, this is not hard, because the original formula of that, and I'll turn the mic back over to you, ladies. The original formula from that came from a formula that actually etched metal. That the citric acid,
that's crazy.
So you're going to etch your metal.
It's designed to etch metal, and we eat it. Who was the first person who decided to do that? Like,
I don't know. They found something. I think they tripped across it because they call what they call it the food formulators. Prize package or whatever. But I mean, does any guy out there, I'm talking about you guys, ladies are open-minded. I'm talking about you Neanderthals out there. Are you really wanting to etch the body inside, be like a real man made out of titanium? Dream on.
Yeah, right.
Super warrior, not.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I remember the first time I became super aware of nutrition. It was when I was actually taking prenatal vitamins. I was giving birth to my firstborn child. And right after I had him, I gave birth to my gallbladder, 250 stones in my gallbladder.
Oh my goodness.
And and so I was eating really clean because, when you're first new mom, you try to be careful, you follow the rules, you do all the things you're supposed to do. Well, somehow the prenatal vitamins were not depositing where they should in my body, and it was going into my gallbladder. So incredibly enough, that process has, and doctors fight me on this all the time, but this is what I was told back when it happened. Different education, different knowledge. I'm not here to fight any of that wisdom, but that's what happened. And so then I started becoming a big advocate of becoming mindfully aware of even just, what you put in the body in general, and becoming aware of how it serves or doesn't serve, because everybody's body is different. The DNA of what's needed in your body may not be what's needed in my body. Yeah. So we have to be mindfully aware of how to track that and know, some people need iron, some people have too much iron, we can't just do a rubber stamp on everything and say this is good for everyone, but
one thing that I have said, it really upsets me. It kind of concerns me more than it upsets me. But when some guru gets on TV and endorses a particular product or something like that, or particular, and everybody flogs to it. I'm going like, hey, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. I mean, you can, if you don't know what you're doing, you can harm yourself by over-treating yourself.
With certain things, absolutely. We have to be mindfully aware. And that's why I think you just need to be a really strong advocate for yourself. And like, Marissa's saying, meditation, yoga, sleeping more. Do the research, learn about antioxidants in your environment, learn about how to support your system, because it's super important to be educated before jumping in.
And it's really interesting about the body, because if you put something in the body don't like, it normally lets you know about it somehow or another.
If you're listening, you will know right away, because I remember when I first started taking the supplements that Marissa's talking about, I could feel when I was on it, I could feel a slight lift of energy and feeling and kind of like I could feel my energy of my food even processing better. But then when I took it away for a couple of years, I actually could feel a huge difference. There was like a big density in my body. It was really interesting. So, even experimenting and learning what does work with your body and what doesn't is important to track.
Yeah, because your body has a way of saying, hey, wow, this is good, and you feel it, and that's a good sign. And that, like I tell people, be patient and, do your work, but also be very conservative to your approach. I mean, I'm not going to mention the product or the individual's name or anything, but he's a guy, and he was told to take this substance 1 tablespoon in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, after he eats. And Einstein, he takes about 4 fluid ounces the first day, 4 the next. And let's just say he spent a lot of time reading the Sunday newspaper, and then he got mad. Yeah. I mean, you can't
clean that system out real good.
Yeah, it's too bad in all his brain too.
That's awesome. Marissa, what were you about to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just said cod liver oils. That kind of reminded me of. But I would just say everybody has oxidative stress. Learn about something that can reduce it and has the science behind it to prove it. And it's a combination of 5 Ayurvedic plants. That's it. Working synergistically. So it's the ratio. That's the medical breakthrough that activates this pathway. Learn about NRF2 activation. That's what I'm telling you. Learn about NRF2 activation. Learn about this protein in your DNA that's responsible for cellular repair, and learn about the world's first NRF2 activator, the most potent and backed by the studies. That's, reducing that. So I think that's really important. So that's been a lot of my passion. When you were just sharing, this reminded me when Tamara was saying that she noticed a difference when she wasn't on it for a couple of years. I have a new customer who's been on it for about 45 days, one of my yoga students, who's definitely dealing with some issues. And she said, whoa, holy guacamole. She's like, I feel like my metabolism has just woken up. And, that's the beautiful part. When you get that, she did a testimony yesterday on my Facebook. I posted it. It was just so beautiful to see. And this is why I do what I do, is because we just have to take control. We have to take control of our health. And I do it all. And that's getting back to living in the flow. You ask me, my story. I grew up in Kentucky, the youngest of 8 kids. 8. No, I was 8 years old when I was thinking this. Youngest of 5. I don't think I have 3 other siblings.
Not tucked away somewhere.
But I'm the youngest of 5. And when I was 8 years old, I remember walking down the sidewalk in my neighborhood and just being bored out of my mind and just saying, dear God, please show me how I can get out of here. Even though I grew up in a beautiful town, Lexington, I didn't really appreciate it till I left. Okay. Then I got it. Right. I think that happens to a lot of people, but I just knew I wanted to do something big in my life, and I wasn't sure what that looked like. And yes, I've had a great career in journalism, and I've done some other things, but I never really felt like I was living my full potential. And of course, after having children, that I'm so grateful. That's been my joyful, accomplishment in life is to be a mom. My children are amazing. I have a son who's almost 19. I have a daughter who's is 21, and I have a wonderful husband of almost 23 years. And we were on the hamster wheel. we're just spinning hours for dollars and didn't know another way. So this, when it came my way, overhearing a conversation at yoga 10 years ago or 9 years ago, I literally was like, this is what I'm born for. I saw the science. I knew I was going to take it. I knew my kids would. I knew my husband would. And the dog will too, because we have dogs and we have a pet version as well, because people were giving the human pill to animals because it works on all mammals. So they saw extraordinary results. And so I knew I was going to share this with people. And then I'm like, what? There's an opportunity. Okay. So I got involved in that. I got involved in the business and I love it. And it has helped me grow on such a beautiful level, personal growth, to be the creator of my own life and help other people be the creator of their own life and the CEO of their own life. And there's something to be said for that, because you look at what's happening in the world, and if people don't have a plan B, that's a very vulnerable position to be in. So for me, I was at high noon. It was a good time in my life to be able to weave this in the nooks and crannies that today has been now just, I live life this way. And I have wonderful people in my life, and I surround myself with positive influencers, from my yoga teachers to my yoga community, to my nutrigenomic community, to mentors who are successful and have shown me the way, to coaches that I don't know personally, but that have helped me grow, right? Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, many people out there that have helped me know that you were called to do something big. So start doing it and quit playing small, and start helping the world. And that's what I've been able to do. And it's just been so joyful, to be honest with you, to live that way. It hasn't always been that way, but and I can say that that's happening now, and to be healthy. I mean, I hit a big birthday next month. And I feel amazing. I feel better today than I have felt in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
So it's called activation versus supplementation. Also, we're not talking about supplements. We're talking about products that are activating your genetic makeup to flip back on your switches so you feel better and do more.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me when I'm going to retire, and I say, the day before I die, if I get a chance, I'll call you, because, because realistically, retire and do what? Play bingo? Oh no, because I'm going to be 73 in August, and I don't take anything. But one thing too I wanted to mention is that when you're looking at labels, one of the things that really irks me is when you pick up a name brand, supposed all natural, it has the word on it, no preservatives added. You look at the label, there's preservatives in there.
I know.
And what happens is that they buy this other completed product from somewhere else, and they may add something to it and put their label on it. Then they can legally say there's no preservatives added from their point. But that is
white labeling. Isn't that what that is? Is it white labeling? I don't know why it's black labeling. It should be called black labeling.
Black market.
Black market is what I went into.
No, but it's there like that. And see, the FDA approves stuff like that. And it's very misleading is what I'm saying. And that's why we got to be careful. And that's why we got to be able to get more educated in what Marissa's been talking about, because
it's Marisa, by the way.
Marisa, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm bad on names, and I'm bad on other things too.
No, I think that was my fault. Sorry about that.
Oh, was it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, if you want to take no, but seriously, you got to self-educate yourself, because like Dr. George Grant up in Canada, he has written a lot of documentation on that. He's well known, and he's actually had medical doctors challenge him until he gives him the scientific data. And he's had medical doctors call him back and apologize to him, because they were educated under the old system. And the old system is what Marisa is talking. Marisa, is that right?
Yes.
I'm getting there.
Teresa.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what she's talking about. You got to, go your own way. Walk to the beat of your own drum, as I like to say, that way you can hop and skip at any time you get ready,
Well, yes, I agree with you. And I love it, because there is a shift happening. We have an eye surgeon that just retired from Phoenix Children's Hospital. She had been several years, she was introduced to this from a family whose children have some serious issues. She's done a lot of eye surgeries on them. And all of a sudden she started like, I'm not doing as many eye surgeries on them. And years ago, the mom said, here, this is what my kids are taking. And she's like, oh, okay. She just looks at it. Yeah, I don't think anything in here is going to hurt them. So that's like, go ahead and take it. They don't know what this is. And I mean, listen, Washington State University says NRF2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And I have that study, and I'm happy to share it with anybody in the world that wants to see it. And so they're one of the highest medical institutions in the world. They're amazing. So listen, this doctor is also married to a lawyer, and usually the lawyers, sorry guys, I got friends that are lawyers, but they are the most skeptical of them all. And I've had a few that just poo-poo what I do, and that's okay. But this doctor, he's an MD and he's an attorney, and he's built his life doing this. They are both doing this business because they feel they have a mission to share what we have our hands on. And they've seen such extraordinary changes in people's lives because the body is a miracle. When you activate it, it does more. It does what it should do. It's not curing anything, and especially those that have, waited too long, that's just, but if you can reduce oxidative stress, you're reducing inflammation, bottom line. And that's really key here. So we want to make sure we're doing that. But that's, getting back to that, there are doctors out there. But more than anything, we need to be the doctor of ourselves.
Oh,
like I was saying earlier, the advocate for your own, know your body.
Oh, yeah.
Know your body.
You need to know your body, that you have to be proactive here, because when you go to your doctor, it's usually because there's now something that's happened. And so now you get typically on this platform of here's your prescription. Oh, well, now I have that side effect from it. Okay, here's another prescription for that side effect. Do you see elderly people are on 30 and 40 different drugs? Do you think that's really helping them when their bodies are not even producing antioxidant enzymes anymore? So this actually will take the blood level of an 80-year-old back down to a blood level of a 20-year-old, scientifically proven. It is just such a gift to know about, and the world needs to know. So I'll never stop sharing it till the day I die.
Yeah, I hear you, because I remember when I landed in the hospital with a peptic ulcer and found out it was H. pylori, a bacteria.
Oh, wow.
And it took 5 units of blood to get me back up to par, because that thing got ugly. And they sent me home with a little, famous little purple pill or blue pill, whatever. And I said, what's this for? That's for acid reflux. I said, I've never had it. Well, that's what we give everybody. So I came home and took it, and oh man, I couldn't handle that. So what was interesting, I got on the internet, started doing some search. Now this is many years ago. The Australians were all over that H. pylori, that bacteria. It's a spiral bacteria to eat a hole in the lining of your stomach. And if it happens in the duodenum, which is the part from your stomach that bends and goes into your large intestine. And they says, hey, red pepper. And so we went out to eat, and we ate real healthy, Tamara. We went to a pizza place with some friends, and I started getting the pepper out there, and I'm putting that red pepper on there, and they thought I was bananas. I go, oh no, I like it. This stuff likes me, and therefore I like it. And that's one thing that I tell people: when you're eating something that's healthy and your body likes it, it's only proper to like it back. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you. And I tell you, thank you very much for, of course, we got, quite a bit of time left, a couple hours,
Well, just ask me anything.
But no, I really appreciate you coming on board and sharing the information there. And your website is Inspire My Change. And I put it all in capital letters there for each word, so it's easier to read for the audience out there. InspireMyChange.com. And to get in touch, your email address is teaminspirechange@gmail.com, excuse me. And so therefore, anything that, any question they have, they can contact you. And I like the team Inspire, because you get a team rallied around you that inspires you. I mean, and you're doing the right things. That's kind of like
Mm.
on the sled and going downhill. It's going to start getting fun before you get to the bottom.
It's a lot of fun. And,
Yeah.
and on that team Inspire Change, or on inspiremychange.com,
Mhm.
actually Tamara helped me create that. It's really a simple landing page that can
Mm.
take you to the Nutrigenomic website, my company, LifeVantage. It can take you to that if you want to know about nutrigenomics, if you want to learn about meditation, if you would like a personal guided meditation to help you,
Mm.
like whatever you're going through, I can design something for you.
Mhm.
If you're, and I can do complimentary on that for this today,
Mhm.
which would be fine. I would be happy to do, like a free consultation, and then design something free for
Mhm.
someone. It would be a 10 or 15-minute meditation as
Mhm.
well. And then for anyone that's ordering anything, I mean, reach out to me if you want to be educated. We have so much. We have over 3,000 medical professionals involved in our company. Oh, I've got one down here. Is that a kitty?
Yeah, this is Dixie. She's been bothering me, and those are little white feet.
Oh
I'm
my goodness.
I'm
Look
glad the
at
good
this.
Lord.
We got the pets
Yeah,
around, because mine's over
yeah,
here
yeah,
too.
yeah. And
Look at the tongue sticking out sideways. Isn't that so precious?
oh yeah, and
He's a rescue.
yeah.
And he's had all his teeth removed except for 4. So that's why that long tongue hangs out. But he
Mm.
Yes.
is my baby. That's Sonny, and he's 10, and he's activated. He's NRF2 activated as well with the dog
Mm.
product.
It's
And
so
I'll
cute.
tell you,
He's activated.
he is
Yeah,
You
activated.
just said it that way. It's like, yeah, he's definitely not.
yeah,
He's definitely alive.
Yeah,
yep.
he's activated. He's
He's
NRF2
activated.
activated. But
Mhm.
anybody that decides they want to buy it, and today, this is a today only. If you do decide you want to buy something, I'm going to give a free hand cream to anybody. This is NRF2 activation for the hands. It's beautiful. I actually use it
Love
as
that
a body.
skincare is
Oh, isn't it
amazing.
amazing?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's amazing. NRF2 activation for the skin, the hair. We have it for dogs. We have, for the brain, a
Mm.
drink that I just drank. You
Mhm.
were watching me drink this, and this is Axio, which is incredible. And it's phytonutrients for the brain. It helps with focus issues, mental
Mhm.
clarity. I'm telling you, anybody who struggles with focus, drink that. I made sure I had one while I was on here today so that I could stay focused, because I do get a little crazy sometimes. I have a lot going on. So, but anyway, I will have some gifts for you
What are you
today.
doing, Jim?
I
Jim's
miss.
focusing on
Yeah,
you.
I'm sitting focusing. I'm trying to focus now. Leave me alone.
Oh, well, I've got something for you there, Jim. We can
Yeah.
always
Will it,
touch base.
will it make me
So,
young, good looking, and intelligent?
There you go.
yes,
You're my kind of
it's all
woman, then.
good. This has
Oh
been a lot of
goodness.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, we're all about
Mhm.
helping each other, lifting each other up,
Oh yeah.
um, and being that leader in the world. The world
Mhm.
needs more leaders.
Mhm.
And it's time for people to stop playing small
Yeah.
Mhm.
and really get out there. And when you find your passion, whatever that is, do it.
Oh yeah.
Find what it is that floats your boat.
Yeah.
And even if it seems like it's too far off, it's baby steps, and it's everything. The most successful people in the world failed a lot, but they failed forward and they kept going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, you got to get your health in check before you do anything, whatever it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
And today, more than anything, our health is more important today than ever before.
Mhm.
And so I would just invite people to get information so that they can make an educated decision as to what
Oh
works for
yeah.
them. And
And talk a little bit about your yoga, just because I know a lot of you're in Arizona with me here. So, do you also do it virtually? Do you do virtual yoga?
I was doing it in the beginning of COVID. I haven't done a lot. I'm involved in 2 teacher trainings right now that are online, and then I'm online a lot with my business. So
Mhm.
I need that downtime to be out in nature.
Yeah.
But I'm open. I am definitely open. So if
Mhm.
there's anyone wherever this is going, and just connect with me, and I will
Mhm.
totally do something with you online,
Mhm.
because we need to all help each other. And I'm
Yeah.
here to serve. I am here to help anybody, and I can start doing, I'll start doing an online class if I have that people want to
Excellent.
start doing that.
Sure.
And listen, I just got certified a few years ago in what's called Sattva teachings of yoga, Himalayan Kriya Flow. I've been to India a couple of times. My teacher, Angie Hall and Anjali Connors and Anand Mehrotra, amazing people in this world that are truly helping people get to a higher consciousness level and to really open up your heart. And so many things come to you when you really put, energy goes where energy flows. So
Right.
you're learning how to really become more conscientious, but also the kriyas are what we teach is breath work and mantra and meditation. And kriyas are ecstatic movements, like, you're shifting energy. It's about in the right and left hemisphere. It's kind of like Kundalini, but it's not a Kundalini branded yoga practice. It's the real sacred teachings of yoga. It's not religious. So for people who are religious, you can do this. And it's not about a religion. It's about connection to your body and to your mind and to sound.
Yeah.
And that's why we do mantras. And that's why we do chanting, which I thought was really weird and funky a few years ago until I really understood that we're 80% water.
Yeah,
And do you know
exactly.
that if you have a singing bowl and you fill it up with water and then you do the vibration, it's going to bubble and percolate. Well, guess what? Your cells are doing that too. And they're doing that when you don't even know it, when you're feeding it stress. So that's why sound healing is critically important because you're harmonizing the cells. So see, all of this is juicy good for me. Like this is like juicy good. I got my yoga, I got my meditation, I got my nutrigenomics, I got people who are happy and healthy and vibrant, or those striving to be, but people who are on a path to rise and thrive.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm about.
And the only thing I was able to add to the show today was a little laughter, because laughter is good for you too. So that was all I could contribute with Tamara and Marisa here. I mean, they just, they just told me, they held up a sign and said, "Just be quiet, Jim." Okay, I can do that.
No, you're really funny.
She gave you lots of hearts, actually.
I gave you a lot of hearts.
I know it. I saw that.
Flip the switch. I'm going to tell you to
flip the switch.
Flip your genetic switches to feel better and do more. And then you'll be able to love a lot more out there in the world.
Anything with me would be an improvement, I can tell you that.
You're so sweet. Jim, where did you grow up? Somewhere in the southeast? Or?
South of where you're from. South and east. My hometown.
Are you Kentucky?
No. South and east of there.
Florida, Georgia.
Not that far south.
Alabama, Mississippi.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Fun
my hometown is Shelby.
Oh, very nice.
I left there
very
in
nice.
1968. Go ahead.
Isn't there a furniture capital of the world there? Chapel?
Shelby's really known for the Little League series, the American Legion Little League series. They're also known for liver mush. And there used to be a lot of textiles there back in the 50s and 60s and that sort of thing. And when I went in the Army in 1968, the mayor sent me a letter and says, "Stay gone." So I did. That's why I never went back and lived there.
That's funny. Well, humor is very healing. So keep laughing, keep sleeping, keep moving your body. You got to move your body, people.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to get your gut clean. I can talk to you all. That could be another hour, but talking about your gut health is critically important to your immune system.
Yeah, you got to be like that Carole King song. "I feel the earth move under my feet." That's good for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's funny you said that because yesterday I stopped doing anything I was doing. There was a Carole King video that came up on my Facebook, and James Taylor came out and played the guitar. I was 10 years old when this song, so far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place right anymore.
There you go.
Anyway, Scott,
and for the next hour, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a good old-fashioned hootenanny right here.
She's a beautiful singer, so yeah.
So it was so fun because Scott and I both watched it. And I didn't know him when he was 10 and he didn't know me, but we were so connected by that song.
Wow.
It was really beautiful.
Oh,
and we stopped, he stopped working, I stopped working. We just sat in the kitchen and we just listened to that. And it was like, Oh,
Aw.
and take a moment during your day, you guys. That's what I would say. Just take a moment. I'm going to go outside right now and just move my body. I'm going to go stop and meditate and take some time for me now.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's really
Recharge.
important.
Recharge.
That's
Yeah.
very important. I'll tell you right now, we've been very, very blessed today, Tamara, to have
Yes.
Marisa on the broadcast with us.
And her perseverance paid off. So thank you so much
Oh
for
my
that.
God. I
yeah.
apologize for that.
Yeah.
No. We could
I'll try
have.
to
No.
leave the studio now. I'll try to leave you guys now.
Oh.
I'm never leaving. I'm never,
Yeah.
ever leaving.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't blame you. Once
Right.
you got that door broken down, you said, I'm staying here. But that's good. That's good because we're just so grateful that you're able to get the connection there, and so blessed to have you here with your wisdom and your knowledge. Because goodness,
Thank you.
that's what this show's all about. It's a vehicle. It's about sharing information. And Tamara and I are just super blessed and honored to have this opportunity to be able to invite wonderful guests on and let them share their information with others. Because goodness, when you start loving others and you love yourself, and I mean, you just open your mind up to wisdom and knowledge. That makes life worth living because you can also bless others. That's your calling in life. It really
Thank
is.
you.
And well, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, there we go. We got a happy heart and a happy face. How about that? I'll take one of each.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies
you.
and gentlemen. We'll see you next time. Have a good
Okay.
weekend. Bye-bye.